What's up? It's MTG Flux, and we got another paper draft. They did a pretty cool thing in our pre-release to add on another day of the pre-release weekend for an actual draft instead of sealed on the Sunday and Monday. So I took advantage and came out on a Monday to get my first more or less my second experience with this set, because I got some pre-release kits and played with my brothers and had a good time. But here we got a Tanook as our first pick. There was some pretty good. There was that artifact that gives poison counters, which some people were having fun with that in this pod of just killing people with infect. But Tanook is way too good to pass. Happy to hit a mythic here. So feeling good. So hard forcing red is going to be the main thing to do here. So I had some interesting options. Like this card seemed good. Immediately I'm looking for the 1/3 ramps, the 1/3 mana dorks for red. And I come by this dubious diplomacy. So I'm thinking about artifacts. I'm like, well, I think there was a world where I just take the 4 damage spell instead of this, but I think it's right. Whenever it's a format that I've never drafted before, I'm just looking to take good cards. And I will say that the lose 3 life does come up. Came up quite a bit. It actually won me a game against a really good player tonight. But yeah, feeling good about it so far. This looks good here, so I'm just like, well, the only missed opportunities was that 4 mana spell or that 0/4 landfall creature. I do know that lander tokens are quite busted in this set, so feeling good about that pick. I will say that I more often than not just cast it for a 5 mana lightning bolt. But I had some burn attributes to this deck that it does come up. I'm seeing a lot of green and blue kind of come through, but they're more, I felt, medium power level cards. This pack's not necessarily great for me. I'm looking at the artifact themes, and that's what I feel I want those cards later, but I felt like let's take red cards, let's keep red cut, and kind of go from there. Because at the very least, I'm playing Tanook and trying to stay in that space, trying to fight for my spot. And Tanook is something to believe in. It's good with artifacts and creatures, because it's other creatures you control have haste, and then it gives a warp of artifacts and red creatures warp 3, so 2 colorless and a red. So that alone is nice. Seen a lot of green come through. I think there was a nice build somewhere with Gruul, but going for the premium removal seemed like the right decision. I do like that blue artifact that enters or leaves, draw a card, and then also put a stun counter on target tap creature. Would have been really good if it provided that it taps the creature and puts a stun counter on it, but all cards cannot be busted like that. This pangolin ended up being nice. I actually think I took that Sky Warden that I ended up not playing. No, I took the Pangolin. That is right in that spot. But there's a few times where I got the Pangolin to be a 4/4. It just costs one extra, especially picking up some of those. Yeah, here's where I took the Sky Warden. I don't end up playing it. It wasn't that great, but did I take a black card instead? No, I'm pretty sure I took the 4/5. The Sky Warden, yep. It just seems very clunky in this deck. Another Pangolin. So I originally read that card wrong. It was, I thought I'd deal 3 damage to target creature, but it's to an opponent. But the other mode is the exile all artifacts mana 2 or less or something like that. Which, not great in my deck because I'm looking to play a lot of artifacts, so. But feeling good about it so far. That came up a lot. I think that 1 mana, 1/2, tap 2 in it to sacrifice a land or artifact was pretty good. So I'm playing that dragon to that 7 mana dragon lightning bolt because straight from Tanuk. Honestly, I ended up drafting 2 of them, and I ended up cutting one, but I still don't know if it's right. It's like having 2 of this sweet upside, but the card, even without Tanuk, was just really good in my deck. It provided explosive turns to end games. I ended up going 1 and 2 in this draft, but the person I won was probably one of the better players in the building. And then I lost to the store owner in the final round, which we had really great matches. All the matches tonight were great. I went some greedy keeps as far as I think I kept 3 different one-laners throughout the night. And one of the one-laners was against the opponent that I won against. And it was I rattled off more lands right off the top and just curved out beautifully. But that wasn't the case on all my greedy keeps for the night. So feeling good about pack 1. This card, the Melted Moxite, was pretty good. I ended up getting one of them. I don't know if I take it here. I don't think I do, but it felt good. Yeah, I think I ended up taking removal. This card, I think I actually should have kept. If I would have took that card, I feel like some of the go wide decks around end up being more so dealt with, because I went up against the guy that I beat was 5 color, good stuff, landers in good value, and the second round I lost to a guy. He ended up 3-0ing the whole draft and smoked everyone, but he had a really nice Orzhov, more like sack value deck. He played a lot of those 2/1 flyers for 3 that makes a 2/2 when it dies, and he had virus beetles. He just good removal, a lot of 2-for-1s in his deck. So so at this point, feeling pretty good. Looking for things like this, seems fine. So this is the Zookeeper. They kind of get me ramping. I got to get to these 7 drops if I can't play, have the Tanuk plan without a backup plan. And red mana dorks are nice. That's a cool addition that they've given red in the recent sets since Foundations. Was it Foundations or Dragonstorm? I think it was Dragonstorm or Tarkir. But yeah, Big Red is a deck, and giving it like ramp spells like that is nice. Virus Beetle felt good here. I feel like I was kind of taking it too early, but it's just always going to do its job. I'm also thinking about some sack outlets and that kind of space since I am in black. So, feeling good about that pick. I didn't see what that uncommon was, but there are some uncommon artifact creatures that are very nice. The 3/1 that makes a lander. Seen that play. It just trades well. And landers are great. They are a powerful mechanic. The speed of the set seems faster in Final Fantasy or more explosive than Final Fantasy, but still like not wildly fast. So picking up this here, this card is absurd. At the very least, just gain control of all creatures and swing in for 12 plus damage because it's 7 mana anyways. You're going to, more often than not, there's going to be a board provided, and then just blowing up the least amount of stuff on both sides and just go all in. And it ends up, it just ended up playing really, really well. I had all my opponents playing around it. But the card was great. Something massacre. But, yeah. Mana intensive, but like I'm already looking to try to do big things. This pack just sucked for me. Ended up not even playing that card. Seems good. The Titan. This card's great. It is like a lightning rod for removal, but if you get 1 or 2 draws off it, it's just you just feel really good. What else we got here? At this point, not even really wanting to play this card, but just trying to keep red cut off as much as possible. Just getting kind of like some not great options over here. That was hard to pass because I knew the guy that I'm feeding this round is blue, just based off of that. Yeah, and I ended up being right. He was blue-black, so it felt like the black kind of cut out. And then the guy across from me, because I was in the corner, I knew that he was green at the very least, and he ended up being so. He was Selesnya. So blue not being, so the only real cutoff I had, no one even close to me ended up being red, which is good to know. Card's good. I like that card. That warp card, it just stations things. I ended up getting one, but I didn't play it because I ended up having just 2 stations, one of which I didn't even end up playing. The mythic lands or planets seem really cool. I'm really wanting to do an Academy deck with the blue one, just going artifact crazy. And the blue uncommon artifact creatures, like, they're just really good. Happy with that. Giving Hasten +1. Ended up being really good, kind of just sticking to a haste theme. I do think my curve was a little too high for what I was really wanting to do. If I had a lower curve with some more aggression, I think it really would have been an easy 3-0 night for me. But just going through my cards, making sure that I'm kind of like doing a quick mental note of how much removal, what's my curve look like, understanding that my curve is high, trying to keep a premium 2-drops, artifact creatures. It's kind of what I'm really looking for, that or just bombs, Can never have too many of those. I like that card, Sacred Foundry. That card's pretty good as well. But I did consider the Sacred Foundry over the Territorial Bruntar. I think that from this direction, white was coming through pretty well. But I end up taking the Bruntar. They can have their $10 to $14 on the next seat. That's fine. I mean, there are exceptions to things I pass. I don't just pass money cards willy-nilly, but I probably had at least 6 different variants or different Sacred Foundries, so not a big issue there. This card's great removal and just smash in for a bunch, and the card just happens to be a 4/4 flyer. Oh yeah, everything I want. I am sad I'm passing the Zookeeper. In that station, artifact was a consideration too, because it kind of is doing what I want it to do, but I am very happy with that pick. Understanding I want to play that 7-mana Wrath, gain control of everything card. Being a big point of the game plan. This is a huge pickup. This card basically got in 8 damage by turn 3. Both games I played the guy that I ended up beating. And that's just how we're starting the game. It's like, well, you're at 12. Your turn. I'm glad I wasn't baited into any other spacecraft stuff. I know the spacecrafts are playing out really, really well. There's a tapping theme in this set. That's pretty good. But which that just makes the station or the crewing the stations really good. But hopefully I'll be able to get a draft in with one of those mechanics sometime soon. This card is kind of hard to evaluate. It's 3 mana. I mean, it killed things, but there were games where I'm looking at a 4/5 and it's just not doing anything. But I did have a misplay because it says it doubles its damage if it's a flyer. And I didn't read that text, and I ended up losing that game because I didn't read that part, because I'm looking at this 4/5 flyer. I think it was like a 3/5 whale that had an equipment on it. And then so I'm like, well, I can't do anything about it, but in all reality, I could have. I think that whale has Ward 2 as well. But at any rate, it stopped the game for me, so I couldn't get much through. I had some explosive turns, but it was just a little too slow. A little too slow, too late. So yeah, we're in Rakdos. Big Rakdos is what I ended up kind of calling it or classifying it as. But it was a really good pod. It was a 10-man pod. And then there's just, things are just not going to wheel. But I do think it helps cutting things from people. That's why I just taking red cards on some picks that just nothing seemed good. But I was happy. I had quite a bit of uncommons. My 2 rares were the Tanook and then the board wipe odd even card, the Massacre. But yeah, this was it was a lot of good people in this draft too. Like I said, the store owner and some guys that have playability in either Pro Tour or high stakes. Plasma Bolt is great pickup here, something cheap. There was a lot of times where hit 4 mana, play 3 draw, Plasma Bolt your one thing, and it's just like it played out really, really well. I am considering the Zookeeper just because I just got to get there. There were a couple times where I just feel like I'm just a little bit short. This card seems pretty good though. I actually probably should have took it because I definitely would have played that in hindsight, just based off how the games go. This card is also very good, the Memorial Team Leader. Slam that guy. +1/+0 just seems really good. Warp was just really good with Void. That was probably my biggest takeaway. Like those two things together is just really good. I think Warp is one of the strongest mechanics just because it supports all the other mechanics really well. Stations, just warping, get its effect and crew it up for station. Like, oh, it's just gross. But that's basically it, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you guys are interested in these drafts. I have a lot of fun doing them. Late Zookeeper, shout out to that. And give me feedback. I made a lot of silly little mistakes in some of these videos that, and I don't catch everything neither. I'm just trying to provide a more clean and fun, limited experience for everyone. But yeah, I accept all feedback and I appreciate it all. You guys have a good one, and I appreciate you guys' time. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.